Your Excellencies, esteemed guests of IGF 23, the world that we live in today has so much polarization and fragmentation, both when it comes to the analog world and the digital world. In the traditional economy, fragmentation and international trade barriers are costing us close to 7% of the global economy. That's $7.4 trillion worth of missed opportunities. This is translating into a loss of more than 100 million jobs. And collectively, this is posing an impact on our ability to achieve net zero, yielding a funding gap of close to $3.5 trillion. Digitally, the situation with generative AI could be 10x better or worse. The choice is ours to make sure that we deliver the internet that we all deserve, empowering all people. With generative AI, we could see things worsening, like the polarization when it comes to digital trade, as 50% of them today are digital. We could be seeing challenges such as misinformation and disinformation that is impacting the globe today by $80 billion, grow by a 10x fold. And last but not least, we could see this impact delaying our ability to close down the digital divide. This is why we propose today, as part of IGF 23, and we continue this dialogue in Riyadh, IGF 24, to come together to deliver an internet governance framework that is inclusive, innovative, and indisputably engraved in multi-stakeholderism in partnership with you. When it comes to inclusivity, we must leave no one behind. 2.6 billion people are still not connected. And this is why we take the great pleasure of working with Doreen and with the ITU on making sure that we connect the unconnected world by 2030. We've worked together on a study in 2020, and the cost is going to be so big unless we come up with a new disruptive business model. It's going to cost us $500 billion to connect the unconnected world from the ground. And this is why we're working with the ITU and with you, our multi-stakeholders, to make sure that we can deliver non-terrestrial networks to connect the unconnected from the ground and from the skies. When it comes to innovative regulation, we need to move from a world of regulate then innovate or innovate then regulate to innovative regulation. And this is why, under the guidance and leadership of His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman, we have launched the largest generative AI acceleration and sandbox called Gaia. Within this sandbox, we have invited more than 50 startups from 50 nations and pledged $200 million to solve and tackle challenges such as bias, such as ethics, and such as hallucination. Last but not least, this governance framework has to be engraved in multi-stakeholderism. And we took the pleasure to join hands with you during the toughest year that humanity have seen in 2020, where we hosted the IOs, the Internet Society, governments and business leaders, and were able to pledge during that year $5 trillion to safeguard the economy, $20 billion to accelerate the push on science and technology towards a vaccine, and more critically, support Japan in delivering the data free flow with trust and adopt with OECD the AI framework for a trusted and worthy AI. This brings me to my end of my speech, but I would like to conclude with an open and candid invitation. Let's make sure that during IGF 23, we open up the dialogue and the cooperation to deliver the internet that we all need and deserve, empowering all people, and we look forward to welcome you to deliver cohesive and collective action and impact and consensus on this agenda in IGF Riyadh 24. And I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity.